What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. Folks, I want to teach you how to make banana water for your plants. Now, this is going to be complete. This is going to be thorough, and I'm going to give you details that a lot of other people don't talk about, folks. So, banana water is an all-natural fertilizer for your plants that contains potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, and manganese. It's awesome. Now, when you make this, you really don't need much. You need a container, you need some water, and some banana peels. If there's a little bit of the fruit from the inside still in there, that's okay. If anything, it's going to just be beneficial. All right. So from start to finish, this is how you make this awesome fertilizer for your plants. All right, folks, you've got your banana peels ready to go. I already chopped these up a little bit. All right. If you have the fruit, save that. Feed it to your livestock or compost it, okay, with an aerobic compost, a hot compost. Now, that's great. That's probably ideal, but that takes time, folks. The banana water, this is about speed and having stuff ready within 24 hours or a few days, all right? So you chop this up. I already chopped this up a little bit. And now why am I chopping this up? You don't need to, folks. I'm chopping this up to increase the surface area, all right? When I increase the surface area, all I'm doing is going to speed up how fast the nutrients leach into the water. That's it. You don't need to do this, all right? But I'm looking for quick. I want this stuff sooner rather than later. All right, I got this awesome stuff ready to go. Get your container ready, add some water. An important tip about the water, folks, you do not want to use chlorinated water, okay? If you have city water and you have chlorine in your water, you want to fill your container and let that be exposed to the air for 12 hours or so, so the chlorine can dissipate, okay? Maybe move it around, shake it up a little bit to speed up the process, but you do not want chlorinated water. Or you can use distilled water. We have a well. We don't have chlorine in our water, so our water is good to go already, okay? So leave some room for the banana peels, obviously, which are all chopped up, and just drop them in. This is so easy, folks. This is so easy. Now, the potassium, the magnesium, the calcium, the manganese, okay? All of that good stuff is going to leach into the water. Now, there's two ways of doing this, anaerobic or aerobic. I'm going to be doing this the aerobic way. I have a lid. I'm going to cover this, but a few times a day, I'm going to open this up and just let it stay open and shake it up. I do not want to leave it exposed all the time. I don't want like gnats or anything like that in this. I don't want them around this, okay? So I'm gonna just cover it up when it's not like in my sight, okay? And just open it up sometimes, shake it up, move it around a little bit, expose it to air, and this will start to break down. Now, an important detail to understand about this, folks, is these nutrients, a very small amount of the nutrients might actually be ready and bioavailable for your plants to uptake. So here's the thing that other people don't really talk about, at least I haven't heard of it, is you're not really feeding the plants directly. And if so, you're feeding them just a little bit, okay? You're feeding the soil. The soil microbiology is going to take this stuff, take these nutrients, and then make them bioavailable, turn them into forms that your plants can then uptake, that they can consume, okay? So we're not feeding the plants, we're feeding the soil. Well, maybe feeding the plants a little bit, but the main thing is we're feeding the soil, folks, okay? And I want you to keep that in mind. If we composted this would break down and be bioavailable. This is different, okay? Just like if you have partially broken down compost, the nutrients are not fully available yet. And that's okay, because we're adding this organic matter, we're adding these nutrients to the soil. The microbiology is going to turn it into awesomeness for the plants. All right, folks, I covered it and I shook it up a few times. I'm trying to make sure the water comes into contact with as much of the banana peels as possible. That's one of the reasons I chopped it up, to increase that surface area. Now, if I left this closed, be very careful. This stuff can explode over time, okay? You want to, just like with certain types of fermenting, okay? If you do it anaerobically, okay, you're more likely to attract gnats, number one. Number two, this can explode and you're going to have to burp it, just like if you're making fermented foods. Just every day, open it once or twice a day and let the gases escape, okay? But we don't want to go for anaerobic. We're going to have this open for most of the time and then just cover it at times when we're not, when it's not within sight, okay? Now, as far as how long, 24 hours is what I recommend to be the minimal. Up to 5 days. I wouldn't go any longer than 5 days. I think it's diminishing returns at that point. Okay? And then once this is ready, we're going to dilute this, all right, and water. It's not rocket science, folks. This is the finished product, banana water. I recommend at least 1 day. Let this steep like a tea, okay? 48 hours is great. Up to 5 days, I would say, do not go past 5 days, okay? Now keep in mind, this is aerobic because I've left this open for much of the time, but there still could be alcohol present. So you're gonna wanna dilute this just in case there is alcohol present. And also you wanna dilute this because this is highly concentrated. Anytime you're using a fertilizer, in general, but definitely with like compost teas, comfrey tea, banana water, you're going to want to dilute it. Now, I would say 1 part banana water and 4 parts water should be great. You don't want to water your plants with chlorinated water, so if you do have chlorine in your water, let it stay out for like 12 hours or more to make sure the chlorine dissipates. If you have well water like we do, you're good to go. If you're using distilled water, you're good to go. Rainwater, you're good to go. Okay? Real simple. Now, I would say at least 24 hours, let this steep kind of like a tea, okay? Or soak like a tea. 48 hours is great. Up to 5 days, no more than that. I think it's going to be diminishing returns at that point. Also, you don't want the alcohol content, if there is alcohol present, to get too high. Now, I noticed in other videos, people strain this stuff. If you're using this outside for your in-ground growing, I don't think you need to strain it. I think that's just removing beneficial organic matter. Let it go right onto the soil. Now, if you're using this in containers, especially for indoor plants, you don't want fruit flies, gnats, whatever, any pests. So I recommend straining it, okay? A great thing is mason jars come with strainers that are, lids that are strainers. So that's really cool. You could just add some water, put your strainer lid on top and pour right from the jar if you wanted to. Especially good if you're only watering like a couple of plants or a few plants. We're going to be using this for a lot of plants, so I'm gonna pour this out into our water and do it that way. All right, real simple, don't overthink it. Take your banana peels, and if there's a little fruit too, that's great too. Throw them in some water, at least 24 hours. Make sure your water is not chlorinated, or make sure the chlorine has dissipated. And you're good to go, you're good to grow. All right, if you found this to be helpful, thorough, if you like this, if you learned something, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more gardening information and tips. Take care, folks.